We're very excited to talk about the LifePlan, and as a lot of you know, I'm actually setting up a new accounting firm starting in first week of June, and it's called Change Accountants and Advisors. And what we're doing is we're making the whole focus of our firm technology and using web-based programs and software and things like that. We're also making the LifePlan the absolute hub of what we're doing. So let me explain. Let's go to the next page here. What we've found is that to differentiate ourselves from other accountants, we need to have a really unique point of difference, because any other accountant can do tax returns, accounting work, financial planners could do financial plans. So what can I do, what can you do that's different so that we stand out? What we found over the last period of time is that in doing financial planning, clients don't really appreciate the urgency needed to do things right now so that they can have a better financial future. So you can do a financial plan for a client where you talk about putting more money into super, or you talk about paying off a home loan or buying investment property, whatever it might be. But it doesn't really create any sense of urgency for the client to get things moving with them. I'm just going to check, is that showing the screen there? Yep, okay. Hopefully everyone can see the screen that we've got here. We're just opening up one last little, that's that one there, great. Thanks everyone, okay. You'll see what we're about to show in a minute. Okay, Harvey's here just fixing everything up, thanks. Okay, so what we're focusing on is putting the LifePlan in the hub or the centre of everything that we do. And we're talking about asking two questions to your clients. And those questions are, number one, why are you working, or / why are you in business if they're a business owner? And number two, where will you be in 12 months, in 10 years' time? The reason why we've tried to focus on that is we've got to keep things as simple as possible for clients to understand the financial planning process. And if we keep things simple and at the same time highlight it's urgent to do something now to have a better future, then they're more likely to go ahead with it. At the moment, financial planning is horribly complicated for clients, and things, when they get too complicated, they won't go ahead with. So what we've done is put together the process called LifePlan, and that's just the name that we've put to it. You can put whatever name you want to, but I think LifePlan is a good name because it really focuses on the client's life. And you can see that's the hub of the wheel here. So at Change Accountants, the new firm that we're setting up, every client when they come through, we start with the LifePlan process. We're planning on charging $1,000 for your mum and dad client plus GST, or $2,000 if they have a self-managed super fund or a business. And obviously there's a bit more calculation work involved. What the client gets is they will have to fill out a form, first of all, a data collection form, which just gives us their basic asset and liability situation, the basic income and expenses. We will then use, if you're an account member, LifePlan software, or if you're not, we'll have a spreadsheet available early next week for you that you can then project out the next 10 years of a client's life. And it projects their income, but also, you know, the income goes up every year, projects their expenses, their assets, their liabilities, and it gives you a graph to see how your client's net assets over time will be increasing. Now, the point of doing a LifePlan is to focus on your accountants or your financial planners giving advice which is more tax advice and financial modelling, but not financial planning advice. And that's a very important point to get through here. What the LifePlan process is doing is not giving them advice financial planning wise, in other words, what to do with their super, what risk profile they have, whether they should buy these shares, whatever. All it's doing is modelling based on what they have right now. And that way you can give them an invoice for tax advice, which is fully tax deductible straight away. And that way you don't get in the problems of having to do a complete financial plan and all that sort of information. The LifePlan is like the precursor to a statement of advice. The LifePlan gets the client interested in making some decisions, some key decisions right now. So then you can move off after that and then start working on insurance, or start working on super, or start working on a whole range of other financial planning issues. So you can see here on this diagram, the life plan is at the hub. That's the most important thing that I believe that an accounting firm that does financial planning should be offering. And even if you don't do financial planning, you should be making the life plan the hub, because then you can refer out the financial planning out where it's needed, but still manage your client's overall situation and your relationship with the client. The accounting work, the tax work, everything else is secondary. It supports what's happening in the life plan. So let's look at the process. First of all, we've put together here a life plan flyer. Just make sure that you can see this on your screens. Now, we've got this branded for our new accounting firm. You can see our logo and everything there. We'll have this generically blended with Count GPS logos available, but that just shows you where you can put your logo. And this is the starting point for talking to your clients about the life plan. Put this on your website, email this out to your clients, post it to your clients, put it in your reception area. Let's go through it. Key thing here is 2 essential questions for your future. Why are you working? With your employee clients, no one has a clue why they're working. They just go to work. When they come home, they're paying bills. But most of them have not thought ahead to think why they're actually doing what they're doing and where they're going to get. So, like, why they're working and where will you be financially in 10 years' time? And those that have businesses, a very important question to ask, because succession planning needs to be taken into account. So we're saying, right, if you don't know the answer to those questions, we'll prepare a life plan. And it shows what information we need there, how it's a flexible thing that we want to review every 6 to 12 months. Shows getting started the process. The client fills out the data collection form and sends it back to your office. It'll take the client 10 minutes to fill it out, no longer than that. We'll then prepare the life plan report. We'll then meet with the client for 1 hour to discuss the report, make any change to the calculations. Then we'll jointly agree on an action plan to ensure the client exceeds their future financial goals. So, as you know, with Count GPS, we're always focusing on how can you give great quality advice to clients but also make a proper profit for what you're doing. Let's assume that your financial planners or accountants have a charge rate of $250 an hour. I think this is a 4-hour process. That's why we're charging $1,000, a minimum of $1,000 plus GST. So 1 hour to do the initial talking with the clients and to go through and put the life and collect the information, an hour to prepare the life plan report and the projections, an hour to meet with the clients, and an hour for follow-up. So there's 4 hours. And then on the action plan for follow-up, that's when you put what you would charge for the additional services that you might be offering your clients. Now, talking about life plan and talking about amounts to charge and that sort of thing, over the last month and a half I've been testing this. I've got about 20-25 people ready to do life plans right now. Now we're talking about business owners who I've told them the projection, how we're going to do it, how it's going to work, and I've told them $2,000 plus GST, and they're basically pulling out the credit cards. Can we pay straight now? Where do we sign? So I've also tried it with a number of smaller clients. We had a guy come and do some work in our house. He's a sales rep. Or quote for something for our house. He's earning about $70,000 a year, and he's got 2 kids. And he asked, "What do you do?" And I said, "Look, I run an accounting firm. We actually prepare life plans for our clients so that they can exceed their financial goals in the future." That's the line I use. And he goes, "Wow, that's fantastic. What do you mean?" So I said, "Well, what we do is we look at what you currently have and what you're earning, and we project it out for the next 10 years so you can see exactly where you're going to be in 10 years' time. And we also give you 2 or 3 options based on that so you can see if you make some key choices in what to do now to improve your situation, how much better off you'll be." He said, "That's fantastic." So he said, "Can I have one?" I said, "Sure. The cost is $1,000 plus GST. It's tax deductible. This is what's involved." He goes, "That's great. That's excellent. When can we get started?" So I've been thinking a lot about this, and a lot of times people say, "Look, clients won't pay certain amounts for certain things," but you have a lot of clients that go and read property books, and they go spend $3 or $4 to go to a property seminar to hear someone sprout off about what to do and all the rest of it. Then they'll come and talk to you about buying properties. They've already spent $3, $4, $5 on going to seminars, buying books, doing courses, all sorts of things like that. To spend $1,000 to get the next 10 years of their life mapped out so they know exactly where they're going, and then they can look to see what some key choices they need to make. I reckon that's a fantastic price. So I don't think you should budge from that. In fact, if it takes longer, if the client has more complex circumstances, you should be pricing it up a bit. So that's the flyer that we recommend that you use. as I said, I think that now it's tax planning time. Just talk to your clients about this. Say, look, we're focusing on a few new things for this year. One is doing a life plan for all of our clients. Could I tell you what a life plan is? And then just start explaining it. Focus on those two questions, those two essential questions, and ask the client, have you ever wondered why you're working, and where you'll be financial in 10 years' time? And 99% of the clients that we have don't have a clue. And I think that over the next period of time, if we as their trusted advisors can help our clients answer these two questions and then make better decisions now as a result of that, well, we have really, really proven ourselves as being top quality advisors for these clients. And we need to focus on that rather than tax returns and other accounting work. We need to focus on this rather than what investments they should have. This is strategy advice. And if we focus on strategy, regardless if the markets go up or down, the clients are going to be happy with our advice.